Hey everyone, this is Exploring Fiction, and welcome back to another video. So today, I just briefly wanted to discuss a little bit about Star Wars. Now, I'm not sure if any of you know this, because I haven't really talked about Star Wars much on the channel, but I was, a huge Star Wars fan. And as I'm sure you can presume by my stances on many other creative IPs, I'm not a big fan of the sequels. I'm not gonna lie, I was a big fan of The Force Awakens when it first came out, but The Last Jedi, I thought I liked it the first time I saw it, and then the more and more I thought about it, and then I saw it a second time, I was just not a fan at all. And then The Rise of Skywalker, well, I thought it was an okay film if you turn your mind off. I thought that us as Star Wars fans deserve better, and honestly, I didn't think there was any salvaging that trilogy after The Last Jedi. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about today, and I'm sure if you clicked on the video that you don't want to hear about that anyway. What I wanted to talk about today was The Mandalorian Season 3 and Disney trying to reel back in all of us customers that they angered with their firing of Gina Carano. So recently, Disney released a couple promotional posters for Mandalorian Season 3. One was of Din Djarin the Mandalorian himself, and then there was another one. It was Luke Skywalker looking like he did post Return of the Jedi with Grogu, and together they're creating a mini yellow lightsaber, it looks like, for Grogu, is what everyone assumes. And of course, this got Star Wars fans hyped up, as usual. You can't blame them because it got me hyped up. But we have to remember, and this is the main point of the video today, we have to remember what Disney made us feel like when they fired Gina Carano. Now, I'm not really discussing today why they fired Gina Carano and if I think it's justified. I'm more talking about there were countless fans and people across the nation that were really, really angry about the firing of Gina Carano, and I think deservedly so. Now, we're getting back into that time where the firing of Gina Carano has been just long enough ago that Disney can start trying to trickle in their posters and hype for the next Mandalorian season, and people will start, just sitting back and kind of thinking, oh, maybe it will be good, maybe I will watch it. But now, you just have to remember, if you're someone who was angry at Disney and vowed they would never come back to Disney Star Wars or the Mandalorian TV show after Gina Carano was fired, you really have to think twice here before just blindly going back in to watch Season 3 because of some cool promotional artwork. Are you going to stick by your vow of not returning to Disney Star Wars anymore because of the firing of Gina Carano? That's something you really have to ask yourself and think about. Are you going to hold true to something you said? Are you going to hold true to your beliefs and your word because of what you believe was an unjust situation? Now, I don't think Disney Star Wars is worth supporting that much anymore anyway. But when they fired Gina Carano, that was a big blow for me because even though I didn't like the sequel trilogy, besides maybe Rogue One and the end of the Clone Wars, I wasn't really into much of what Disney was doing with Star Wars recently. I will say I was still on board with The Mandalorian. It was something I could watch with family and normie friends, and I could explain some of the deeper parts of the lore in the Star Wars universe that they might not have known about. And I was really excited for where they would go with it, hoping it wouldn't lead to the sequel trilogy, even though it inevitably probably will, which may be the topic for another video. But once they announced that they were firing Gina Carano, I really had to think twice about, do I want to support this anymore when they just unjustly fired someone? And in my belief, unjustly fired someone, which I don't really want to get into an argument about that in the comments or anything, like, if you feel it's justified or not. You can have your opinion, but in my belief, her firing was unjustified, and I really had to take a step back and think about it. And to be honest, to this day, I still struggle with it, because, trust me, it is tempting. All this promotional artwork, and, they're bringing back the original-looking Luke Skywalker, and it's just, it looks like it'll hold true to the George Lucas's visions and the original trilogy and everything. But then again, you just have to think about, yeah, the Mandalorian might have been holding true to the real spirit of Star Wars, but then they ended up firing Gina Carano anyway. So it kind of seemed like our last hope of a show, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau heading it, didn't even survive the all-encompassing grip of Disney. So that's all I'm saying today, is that you really just need to take another look at yourself, and if you were someone who claimed that you were going to not come back to Disney Star Wars after what they did to Gina Carano, then you really have to decide if you're going to or not, if you're going to give in to the hype or not, because trust me, Disney knows what they're doing. They can hype up their old properties like anything, and a lot of people will come back to it. So me included, we just all have to really think about it and really stand by our beliefs if that's what we're going to do. So guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be very interested to hear. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks for all the support on the channel so far, for those of you who have subscribed. And I will talk to you all next time.